We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Dallas Cowboys and the Toronto Thunderbirds. Two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway from Toronto. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Nifty move. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now a play fake here on first down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes.
Touchdown! A great effort there. 47 yards. And the Thunderbirds are on the board first here this afternoon. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. We'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
To throw on third down, Richard. Pressure comes and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly. It helped force the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
A beautiful fake. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
46 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibility.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Thunderbirds are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Santos with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Horn. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
It's a gain of 19 down to the 19, and it's a 1st down. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half.
And the Thunderbirds take a 3-touchdown lead.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Back to throw. Richard.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other, a gain of 6.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On 3rd down, Richard. He's got the hook up with Conley. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Cowboys are able to cut into that deficit.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Thunderbirds are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Looking to throw. Richard. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Horn.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
71 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Thunderbirds are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Santos with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. And after the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to let it go again.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it.
So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
On 1st and 10, Richard. It's complete to Williams.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
To throw on 2nd down. Richard finding Williams once more, complete. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback, running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Back to throw. Richard. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Jamison Williams as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the lock.
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Thunderbirds will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half.
4 seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. A final shot before break. Richard eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Horn.
So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Off play action. Richard, he's going to wind up and air it out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
2nd and 4. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 78 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Hands it off out of the gun. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Thunderbirds have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Santos with the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
The pickup there, 5 yards.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Adafe Owe there on the tackle. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Richard. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he goes out right around the 39. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles, and I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
12 yards there and a first down.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 121 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up in
touchdown from 21 yards away.
And the Thunderbirds continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
They run once more with Taylor. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Yeah, he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Richard. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend it.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
And And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Off the play fake. Richard. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And now here's another interception. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right?
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Escaping the pressure right.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Here we go on fourth down. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. That one looks like he'll throw here. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on go ahead
and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now the point after try for Santos. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, had he opted for the touchback.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy.
And my goodness, another interception. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive. To say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just locked.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And that one is incomplete. It stops the clock now with 15 seconds remaining. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on